Hello, people. So, if there's anything you're going to watch this year, and you're going to spend, 20 minutes of your time watching it, you're going to want to watch what I'm about to expose, right? Because, firstly, let me tell you a little bit about what's been happening in my life. I've been internationally defamed with lies due to Sheriff Bianco, his deputy, and a bunch of corrupt police officers, right? And how interesting would it be that if I had recorded the entire thing? You notice that the body cam footage hasn't been released, and we wonder why hasn't it been released, okay? At the same time, let me tell you a little bit about what I've been dealing with. I've been getting messages saying that you're gonna be suicided. I've been getting messages saying that they're gonna stick child porn on your computer as a way of apprehending you, throwing you in jail, and preventing this lawsuit from coming to fruition. I've been receiving multiple death threats. I've had my parents have been evicted from their home with a 5-day eviction notice, which is actually unlawful because since they're elderly, 83 and 77 years old, they're supposed to be given 30 days, right? And essentially, my life's been made a living hell, frankly. I would, if I could give myself one little pat on the back, it's that I've actually dealt with all the initial stuff very well. But when I saw video of my father this morning, his hands shaking, looking like he's about to have a stroke, really that was the straw that broke the camel's back, and why I'm presenting this. So people out there, couple of other things I want to say. While the mainstream media and our so-called right side media was very, very liberal in saying that I'm an assassin and trying to go out there and trying to assassinate President Donald Trump, what they haven't been so forthcoming with is that when it comes to presenting the real story of what happened, despite the fact that I have all the evidence to verify the real story of what happened, they've ignored me, and they've told my PR individuals, AJ Rice, by the way, and Drew, publicist PR, that they're nervous. They're nervous. They don't know if they're willing to let me come on their networks like a Newsmax and a Fox, even though I have the truth and they have the lies. So a lot has been exposed about these media companies, and basically, I think we know now who the real people are, who the fake people are. And if you ask me, a lot of our podcasters, the Alex Jones of the world, the Roger Stones of the world, Roger was the first one to actually come guns blazing and say that there's no way this guy, Vem Miller, is an assassin that Sheriff Bianco's saying, and he had the courage. So did Alex Jones. Alex first thought, honestly, what I would have done myself too if I heard that there's a third Trump assassin, because these mentally ill nut jobs that are going after President Donald Trump are basically because for the last 8-9 years, we've heard orange man bad, he's a racist, he's a bad person, blah, 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 filling these mentally ill individuals' heads with evil thoughts, and thus the first two real Trump assassination attempts, right? But then the truth came out. That Sheriff Bianco's a liar, his deputy is a liar, that department is a criminal organization, and there's plenty of evidence to show that. Like, for example, they accuse me of fake passports, fake this, fake that. But hey, I was given a ticket. No $5,000 bail, none of that. These tickets were basically for discrepancies between Nevada law and California law. I bought my guns in Nevada. In Nevada, you're allowed to have a mag with 14 bullets, which they say, in California is a high capacity. It's a lie because they try to make it sound like this is an AR or a machine gun of some kind, so they could paint me, right, the way they painted me. And actually, it was a Glock, which you have to be at close range to shoot somebody with a Glock and assassinate that person, And I hope people are seeing this logic. Another fallacy is that I was trying to enter the Trump rally with my gun. And that is also untrue, because the way the Trump rallies are structured is that the parking lot and the Trump rally are two separate locations. Why do they do that? Because bullets are not the only way to, assassinate somebody. Think about a Timothy McVeigh style car bombing. And if that location of the parking lot was close to the rally, then you could cause a lot of harm. So they separate these locations. And how I know this is that I've been to a lot of Trump rallies. I'm working with the Trump Nevada team. I'm a Trump team member. So I knew these facts. So to me, it was never about going into the parking lot. And by the way, another little factoid, I'm almost 100% of the people I know when they go to the Nevada Trump rallies have guns in the back of their truck or car or whatever, but they don't take the guns inside because these are two separate locations, and people that know. So many fallacies, so many lies, and really so many criminals operating under the color of law, using their position, like Sheriff Bianco, his department, and by the way, other individuals that we've since discovered that are clearly criminals, using their badges, using their authority positions to basically commit crimes. And there's so much of that. And yes, I am worried about my life. Yes, I am worried about them sticking child porn on my computer and trying to have me arrested. I am worried about being suicided. That's why I am at an undisclosed location. And boy, do I have something pretty monolithic right now, because what Sheriff Bianco does not know, what those corrupt officers don't know, what those corrupt agents don't know, is that I had a recorder in the car the whole time, and they don't have to release their body cam footage because everything was recorded. And the reason why I was quiet about it thus far is because, what if they scrubbed it? What if they scrubbed that? What if they found the recorder and scrubbed it? But I had to record this entire thing because as an investigative journalist, I got to tell you, I have strong instinct, and if something told me I had to run the recorder. And once I retrieve the car, guess what? Everything is preserved in the recorder, and it shows crimes on top of crimes by these corrupt officials operating under the color of law. And what I'm going to present to you here is the beginning of that recording, where you clearly hear my version of the story, which is that I drove up, declared my guns before I even attempted to enter the parking lot. Okay, they didn't find it. They didn't investigate it. Sheriff Bianco wants to go up there at the podium and act like he's a big hero so he could get into higher office, run for governor. Well, Sheriff Bianco, if there is any justice in this country, you belong in jail. Those corrupt officers belong in jail, and we shall see what happens with that. And what I play for you here is that recording when I showed up approximately 3 p.m. to the Coachella rally. And before entering the parking lot, I waved down a police officer, and he came to the car. You could hear the audio as he comes closer to me. And I said, "Officer, I have guns." I even offered firearms in the back of my trunk, and I offered to leave those with him so I could enter the Trump rally. And then Sheriff Bianco, rather than doing his job, and this is why we have a cancer in this country of corruption, because people like Sheriff Bianco think that, nobody's going to sue me. It costs $2 million to sue me. And he didn't think that I would sue him. Well, guess what? 48 hours after he committed these crimes against me, we filed the lawsuit. Okay, we filed the lawsuit. That tells you something about our legal societies, how they monetize justice. Okay, tells you why we have so many problems, because we are not operating under common law. We're operating under statutory law, where these criminals could commit whatever crimes they want because they are shielded by the fact that there's legal expenses. They've made it where it's impossible for we the people to even fight we the tyrants. And that tells you why this country's falling apart. That tells you why this country has turned into nothing but a criminal operation. And that also tells you why the person I've been supporting, President Donald Trump, is the only person that I have faith in, because that man has balls. That man has balls to stand up to your corruption, and I'm with him, right next to him. And I've been right next to him this entire last 6 years, especially last 4 years, when we've produced over 800 pieces of content with the America Happens Network to call out this corruption, to support the Trump agenda, and to make sure that these criminals actually have somebody that has the balls to fight their bullshit. Okay, and that is where we are right now. So I'm going to play you the beginning of this recording, which shows clearly my version of the story to be true, Sheriff Bianco, his department, his deputies to be liars. And this is just the beginning, because there's a lot more. There's a lot more. You know, just something went off in my chest as I was rolling up to this police officer with the sheriff's vest on, and I called him over and I said, "Sir, declared my guns," right? Which would be the first time in history that a potential assassin declares their guns before he tries to assassinate somebody. And the last thing I will say is that this has really showed, you know, separating the wheat from the chaff, so to speak, and shown really our mainstream media outlets to be blatant cowards by not even having the balls to tell the truth after they slander me internationally, almost caused my dad to have a freaking stroke, destroy my family name. They won't even tell you the truth, you know. And I was holding on to this for an exclusive with a big dog, but you know what? I have a feeling this is going to break the internet anyway. So I present to you the recording, just as I said it, of me rolling up to this rally prior to entering the parking lot, declaring my guns, and then subsequently being told I got to move to the shoulder over there, and then I was arrested. And I'm not going to expose the whole thing because, boy, let me tell you, when you have you know, criminals operating under the color of law going through your car, you catch a lot of interesting dialogue. And that's what we're going to say for a little bit later. If any of you out there, like the Tucker Carlsons or Joe Rogans, actually want to expose this, you know, then there's a conversation to be had about the rest of that recording, you know. But anyway, enjoy this. It's going to be a sweet one. And firstly, I'm not suicidal. Just want you to know, I don't have child porn on my computer. I'm not a child porn type. All the people that know me, especially ladies, know I'm not that kind of a pervert. You know, you get a vibe from people like that are, you know, that have those kind of nefarious ideas and sick mental health issues. And so I leave you with that. Make sure you check out the America Happens Network, which apparently is really one of the only few credible networks other than a bunch of podcasters. You know, I thank people like, you know, I heard Steven Crowder was honest about what was going on. Obviously, Roger Stone, Alex Jones, Rick Santilli. You know, I know I'm going to forget some names, by the way, guys, but I have, I'm looking around here because I had a list. Eventually, I'm going to get to everybody who is exposing the truth. But, Mindy Robinson, frankly, the only person that I knew would stand by me. I was actually surprised by all the other individuals that came forward. Corinne Clifford, Carmen. Anyway, I'm gonna have a full list, guys, subsequent to this, and I apologize. I know there's like, General Flynn was very upfront about what was going on, actually told the truth and said, you know, there's no way this guy could be an assassin. Patrick Byrne's another one. And by the way, what's funny about the Patrick Byrne situation is the day before this Trump rally, I handed him a load of evidence regarding 150 semi-trucks and trailers filled with ballots. You know, we're approximating there's about 300,000 ballots in each one moving across the country, starting in Tacoma, Washington, going to California, Arizona, New Mexico, Colorado. So that's worth a mention that for the week before that, I was actually chasing down semi-trailer trucks, whistleblowers' leads in order to follow. Are they moving these ballots illegally all around the country? And you know what? I handed that information on October 11th to Patrick Byrne, and I will say others. I'm not going to say more than that. And then lo and behold, on October 12th, I am arrested over complete bullshit and nonsense. So I hope you enjoy this. And honestly, it's time we clean up this country. Enough of these corrupt politicians, enough of these prostitutes that go and mug for the camera and don't protect our rights. And I'm sad to say that is the essence of our country right now. It's been stolen. It's been usurped. And this event is a perfect example of the scumbags that could give a shit about we the people's rights and that are okay with walking over the corpse of regular we the people that are trying to do good by this country in order to achieve more power. These people are whores, and this is a perfect example of Whore Bianco and his whore deputy and a bunch of others around them that made this fraud possible, and it's time that they get arrested. And in closing, I will say, Prior to all this, I was talking to the heads of the Republican Party about bills in order to fund our new media, to give enough money so we could do the knockout punch on this mainstream media that is nothing but poison, lies, and this particular situation glaringly shows that they are nothing but propaganda outlets selling clicks and not exposing the truth. So you people out there that actually had the courage to expose the truth, I look forward to working with you. We're going to build a new media, okay? And just, again, I'm not suicidal. I don't have child porn on my computer. And I'm very healthy right now. So in closing, enjoy this immense expose you're about to see. And I will see you all on the America Happens Network. How you doing, sir? Hi.
Hi, how are
So I have a question. So I'm a Trump caucus captain, but I want to be totally transparent. I'm from Nevada, and I do have my firearms in the back.
you? You have firearms with you?
Yeah, in the back in the trunk. But, you know, obviously, I want to be totally transparent. But, yeah.
Okay. How many firearms do you have?
I have a shotgun, I have a handgun, and it's all in the back right there. Obviously, I'm not taking this down with me, just in my car, and I want to let you guys know.
Okay. You have your ID, VIP pass, and all
Yeah, totally. And you could actually Google me. I ran for office as a Republican and all that, but, you know, probably why I have a gun. So that's my ID right there. And then
Okay.
here, right here is my, and
You're going to pull up
sure.
into that little alcove right there.
Okay. And that's my pass right there.
Okay. So you're going to pull up right in that little alcove right there.
Right there. Okay, cool. Thank you. Do you guys want to hang on to it? I mean, I don't mind you guys holding on to
They'll
it either.
decide what they're going to do.
Okay.
Just pull up in the alcove.
All right. Thank you.